I'm really excited. I wanted to take this opportunity to say hi to everyone. There's been a lot of beautiful things that have happened in 2025, and here in 2026, there's a lot of excitement coming. Yeah, first off, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my music. Welcome to my art. Welcome to my creative expression. My name is Jordan Anthony Swain. I'm originally born in Boston, Massachusetts. Shout out Cambridge. Um, and I am of Afro-Caribbean lineage as well as from the South. My dad's side is from the South of the U.S. Shout out to Alabama and shout out to our indigenous roots as well. Music. When did I start music? Music for me started. Music was always something that I wanted to do. I remember writing songs when I was a kid. You know, we used to, I used to watch Muppets sing along, right? And this Muppets sing along, it was Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, and the whole crew. And I remember like having a notebook, and this was on VHS to age myself. I remember just pressing pause, constantly pressing pause on the VHS just so that I could transcribe the words that were there and write what was being said. And having those Muppets and having that first experience with understanding the power of lyrics, I think helped transition me into poetry. I've been a poet for as long as I can remember. My first published work was when I was 10 years old. And my first published work on a global scale was when I was 12. I was published in an anthology. I won a writing contest and I was able to get a book published in an anthology. And that really showed me, and that was the book was published out of Australia, and I was living in the US, so you can imagine the effect that that had on me, being so young, being so just open to where my creativity could bring me. So yeah, those are my first music memories. I officially started writing music and publishing music under my name in 2020. Actually, not under my name. It was under the name Jaskia. I had created this identity that made it easier for me, and actually it was really important to have that identity, because if not, I don't think I would have done it. My name, Jordan Anthony Swain, is a very powerful name. I'm so grateful to have this name, and it's obviously from my mom and my dad. It's something that since I was very young, I was always told, wow, your name sounds like somebody very powerful. It's a very strong name. And at the time, I had done so many things in my career, from modeling to acting to fashion styling to being a media executive to being a publisher of various magazines to being so many things, right? And the cultural anthropologist, of course. And one of the things that really limited me at first was thinking I have to compartmentalize who I am. I can't give the world all of me as I am. I have to compartmentalize that, and that really limited me. And I think for the first few years, my first song was Wild Times. It came out January 20th, 2020. For the first few years, it was really a powerful identity, I would say, being Jaskia. Then in 2022, November of 2022, I moved to Africa, and I expanded into Africa. I still live in Puerto Rico in the Caribbean. And when I expanded to Africa, I think as soon as I got there, Jaskia, that identity dissolved. There was no need for it anymore. There was no need to kind of compartmentalize myself and to take things of me, of my creations, of my art, of my business. I think initially the fear was I'm doing so many different things that people are going to get lost in it and not be able to connect a common thread, because that's what so many people around me were telling me. Instead of being true to myself and being true to my intuition, which was saying, actually, you're fine just as you are, So that's been the journey. Starting in 2023, or 2024, I switched my name on all platforms to be Jordan Anthony Swain, which is my legal name, and I rebranded all my old music to that name. This is my first ever YouTube live. I have 2 people in right now. Shout out to you guys. This is my first ever live. Oh shoot, 14 people in right now. Shout out to all of you. Hey Carla Mendoza. Hey Mercurio, Costa Rica. I hope you guys are all there. Hey, what's up, man? I think that's you that I met in Medellin. So right now I'm in Cali, Colombia, and I just wanted to take this time to share a little bit of myself, my art, because I have probably 22 songs now on our global streaming platforms. Hello, 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 Wanaco Perez. No sé si debo estar haciendo esto en español o si debo estar haciéndolo en inglés. Quizás yo pueda hacer los dos, pero this is my first ever live. And these are some of the things, like I want to take away some of the barriers, the limitations that artists feel, that people feel when they're making new art, when they're making new music. You know, there's so many things that, you know, me, I sing in 4 different languages. I sing in English, which is my first language. I sing in Spanish, which is my second language. I sing in Portuguese, which is the 3rd language that I am still learning and perfecting. I'm going to Brazil next month, and it will be, it'll definitely put me to the test, and I'm excited to be training more in Portuguese. And then I sing in Swahili, which is my 4th language and the newest language that I've started singing. I'm doing amazing. I'm doing amazing. How are you, Wanako? Where are you? Where are you based? Where you at? Everybody just write me where you are. Again, this is my very first ever live stream here on this YouTube page. So I'm really excited. What am I doing? My record label sent me to Colombia last month, a few weeks, at the middle of December 2025. I landed in Medellin, Colombia. I'm somebody who loves to travel. Travel is a huge part of my identity. Travel is a huge part of what I do as an artist, as an entrepreneur, as a creative, as a human, as a being having a human experience. Hey, Happy New Year to you as well. And when I got to Cali, Colombia, Medellin, Colombia, it was something that was really exciting for me. Colombia has always been very popular and present for me. Being so close, being in the Caribbean, Colombia, I never realized and looked at it this way, but Cartagena is the southernmost city of the Caribbean when you really break it down. So they have that Caribbean vibe. You have the Pacific coast. You have the country itself, everything in between, and it's really a beautiful place. Musically, I'm loving Medellin. I had my first 2 performances in Medellin, which are also my first 2 performances in this beautiful continent of South America. And it really showed me that I have audience in public in various places. 1, 2, that this vibe that I'm doing, my musical sound, mixing Afro beats, mixing Afro soul, mixing R&B, mixing reggaeton, mixing música urbana, mixing amapiano, mixing kizomba, rumba, just all of these different sounds into one cohesive package, I think is really powerful. And I think that now, more than ever, there's never been a better time to be an artist who sings multiple genres and multiple languages. Because, for example, when I moved to Africa 2 years ago, it was something that, you know, just being so immersed in the sounds. Amapiano in Tanzania, shout out Kenya, shout out East Africa and the whole continent at large, and all 54 countries in Africa, the continent, because Africa is a continent, it's not a country, for those who need to know. The music there was just so powerful, such a dynamic force. You know, I felt like every single genre in the world has roots in Africa, because every human has roots in Africa. Humanity started in Africa. And yeah, so being a part of different genres, being a part of, you know, learning, just hearing so many sounds. My very first song that I recorded in Africa is called Ona, It's actually released last month on all global platforms. ONA, ONA, and ONA means Ona is it means to see or to look in Swahili. And for me, the song is a collaboration with an artist named Sammy John. And it was my first time singing in Swahili. And it was just a very simple, um, it was just a very simple song. Okay, I'm trying this Q&A thing. Bear with me, I'm gonna drop it. Okay, it was a very simple song. And the line that I sing is like, Linini takuona, like cuando te veo de nuevo. And people were, not even people, I was really inspired. Like, wow, like I've always said I want to sing in Swahili, and here I am singing in Swahili. Um, that song was the first time that I was able to mix the genres between English, between Spanish, Swahili. Of course, Sammy John is singing his version in Swahili, his verse in Swahili, and then I'm also, then he's saying another verse in Spanish. And in that session, I realized the power of language, especially in relation to music, because I'm singing in Spanish. I wrote my verse in Spanish. I wrote an English verse, then I wrote a Spanish verse. Se fue mi reina, se fue mi morena, oh. La luna llena, Azucena, mi morena, mi amor. And then after he sang his Swahili verse, he sang that verse. And I just wrote it in Spanish, and the way he was able to sing it so easily, it made me realize that Swahili and Spanish are very, very similar phonetically. Of course, there are slight differences, but phonetically they're very similar. And that really unlocked something in me as an artist, as a musician, because I realized, wow, I can explore more. And from that moment, I started obviously collaborating with songwriters, since at that time I had just started learning Swahili and singing in Swahili. And from there, yeah, people, I remember going to my first press big radio station interview in Tanzania, and they were like, how are you singing in our language and you don't even speak it? And for me, it was something like, I don't know. I just tell them that I sing it as if I was singing in Spanish. Phonetically, they're very, very similar, and it's worked. And when I heard Sammy John sing that verse in Spanish, and he had never spoken Spanish in his life, it just affirms, like, wow, Spanish and Swahili are very similar. So that's a little bit of my story. What's coming next? This year, I'm signed to an independent record label called Mumbleway Records. This year, I'm gonna be releasing 52 songs. It equates to a song a week, although the release schedule won't exactly pan out that way. But it's a big, big undertaking, and honestly, I need everyone here's support on YouTube. That's why I'm giving my all. I'm doing this first live stream. I'm going to be much more active. I've been very much active on shorts, but yeah, I'm building a global audience. I'm building a global community. Fans, like, I don't know how I feel about that word. You know, I think I want to call my community my tribe. You know what I mean? Like a tribe called Mumbleway. You know, a tribe called Mumbleway, because this tribe, this community, I don't want. There's so much stuff happening in the world right now. We're living in such wild times, as my first song says, wild times. And I think as artists, our duty is to reflect the times. Our duty is to reflect the desire and the will of the people, of the planet, of nature, of Mother Earth herself. And that's what I strive to do. So in doing so, I hope to build and create a tribe, a community of people who support, who listen, who stream. Streaming is another thing. I don't plan to just be on streaming platforms and that's it. As you may or may not know, streaming is extremely unfair to artists. We put in our blood, sweat, and tears, our investment, our time, our energy, our vulnerability into creating music, and they pay us fractions of a penny. All of the platforms. Some pay better than others, of course, but the best way to combat this and the best strategy and what my team and I are implementing is a direct to fan strategy, a direct to consumer strategy. So you can check out my website. It's www.jordananthonyswain.com, JORDANANTHONY, Swain, SWAIN.com. And there is going to be my home for all of my art, my creativity, my music, my expressions. Um, I am a multidisciplinary artist. Music is just one of the 17 arts that I do, 17 as of now. Um, and I really hope that as I continue to create this art, as I continue to build community, that you guys are gonna be here with me. Hey, what's up, what's up? Honestly, the fact that there's 14 people in here right now from nothing, like from nowhere, this is my first live. So thank you all for your time, for being here. On that note, I want to add value. I don't want to just be broadcasting. I think the age of celebrities that just talk to talk, or just, you know, this, or influencers and all of these things that are kind of like, hey, I'm here and you're here. I don't think that's sustainable. I don't think that's where we are. I see a lot of people actually getting off. I myself have had my 2 years in Africa. I was not even on social media, although I was recording everything. And I have a lot of content around it. I didn't post anything because for me, hola, what's up? For me, I don't know if I should switch to Spanish or if I should keep speaking English. You guys tell me in the comments, I use English or Spanish. But for me, I want to build a community. It's really important, this community, and I hope that this community, offline and online, you know, I'm traveling the world. I'm a world traveler, and I hope to connect with as many of you guys in person as possible, not just at my concerts and my shows. I'm also love cooking, so I plan to do shows where it's like, hey, pull up, I rented this amazing venue or this amazing mansion, and we're gonna do a live show, but I'm gonna cook for you too. You know what I mean? Different experiences, different types of merchandise. It's not just gonna be like a t-shirt and a sticker. It's like, yo, I'm traveling to Colombia in August for the fair, and I wanna come with my top fans, my top supporters, my top tribe members. I want to travel with you, you know? So I think that's really important. Right now, I'm gonna switch to Spanish. It's 18 minutes in. I think this is a good time to just switch to Spanish. So here we go. Hola, saludos mi gente. Me llamo Jordan Anthony Swain y estoy grabando este live stream desde Cali, Colombia. Llegué a Colombia casi 3 semanas atrás. Empecé en Medellín. Yo soy cantante afrocaribeño y vivo entre de Puerto Rico en el Caribe y en África Occidental. Yo vivo en África Occidental entre de Tanzania y Kenia. Y para todos quienes no saben, África es un continente, no es un país. El continente de África incluye 54 países. Bueno, mi música, ¿qué es mi música? Mi música es una mezcla entre de soul, afro, R&B. Canto en 4 idiomas y me encanta crear música que es bailable, que la gente puede disfrutar, que las letras son poéticas. Yo soy poeta, so mis letras son bien importantes. Las letras con quien escribo y las cosas que digo en mi música, en mis canciones, es bien importante para mí. ¿Qué más? Estoy en Cali, Colombia. Llegué aquí para la feria y para exponerme más a la cultura afrocolombiana. Ahora estaré en Colombia todo el mes de enero. Voy viajando a varios países, varios sitios. Después de Cali estoy pensando en llegar a un agua termal, a un hot spring. Si no es un agua termal, creo que voy al Pacific Coast, a la costa pacífico, para estar en en, en el nido de la cultura afrocolombiana en esta parte del país, aquí. ¿Qué más? Tengo mucha música que va a salir este año. Voy cantando estoy firmado a una disquera independiente, se llama Mambo Records. Y este año, parte de mi contrato, parte de mis diligencias son entregar 52 canciones. 52 canciones. ¿Cuáles son? Las canciones mías son muy bailables. Creo que depende. Yo soy poeta. Yo rapeo. Yo canto en 4 idiomas. Inglés, español, portugués y swahili. Swahili es de África. Es un idioma bien linda y bien parecida a español, fonéticamente por lo menos. Y mi sueño con mi música es crear puentes a través de nuestra diáspora global africana y también ayudar a personas a sentirse empoderadas, ayudar a personas a sentir reflejadas, porque yo creo que los artistas, parte de nuestra responsabilidad en ser artista es reflejar al mundo y lo que está pasando. Y ahora hay muchas cosas fuertes pasando, feas y cosas que pueden dar mucho miedo. Y creo que es la responsabilidad de artistas de dar oportunidad, dar un reflejo y dar un voz a la persona que no tiene voz. Y eso es bien importante para mí. Tengo mucha música que viene. Acabo de terminar una colaboración aquí en Cali con una artista llamada B. Smith. Shout out B. Smith, shout out DJ Alex. Y todo el equipo en SA Records Colombia para el trabajo que hemos creado. La canción se llama Feeling. Y esa canción va a salir el 29 de agosto, al 29 de enero 2026, ya menos que 3 semanas, o casi 3 semanas por ahí. ¿Qué más? Si ustedes tienen preguntas, pueden escribirme en los comentarios. Creo que por ahora ya estamos grabando por 22 minutos. Entiendo que es bastante. Gracias por estar aquí, gracias por ver este mensaje y este live stream. Y como te dije, estoy dispuesto a colaborar, a crear conexiones con personas interesadas en no solamente la música, pero en la cultura, porque para mí eso es súper importante. Yo, aparte de música y mi carrera como artista, yo trabajo como antropólogo cultural. Y en ese trabajo sigo creando puentes a través de nuestra diáspora global africana. So, yeah, creo que voy a terminar este live. Thank you all for watching. This is my very first live stream. I did more than half of it in English, and then the last third of it in Spanish. I don't know who's watching this. I'm going to look at the analytics with my team. But yeah, my biggest goal for 2026, I would say this is the year I just feel like I'm going to be on very big stages. I'm going to be expanding into countries that I've never traveled to. My streaming numbers for last year that my team shared has stated that I have had listeners in 106 countries, which for me is like, wow, how? ¿Cómo he llegado a 106 países con oyentes globales? So for me, I want to get to know you guys. I want to connect with you guys. I want to travel and visit you guys. I want to reward the people who are supporting my career the most. I want to build a tribe of super fans, un tribu de super fanáticos, de personas quienes son apoyando desde donde sea, ¿me entienden? So yeah, without further ado, thank you so much for being here. After this, I'm actually going to be recording my very first podcast. So we shall see. We shall see what happens. And thank you. I don't even know how to end this. Wow, this is literally my first ever podcast. My first ever YouTube shorts. Oh, I'm seeing they have all these different things. Okay, cool. Where's the end button? I feel like it should just be like right here so I can just end it easily, but it's okay. How do I end this? Do I press this X button? Yes. Okay. Bye.